Hey, 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 hey. Man, it's Motorcycle Monday, running your motor with Piper. And when I tell y'all, life is lifing, Monday is Mondaying, doing its thing. It's crazy. Yeah, this is what Piper time looks like. 7 o'clock, 7:28. What happened there? Um, The kids, man, the kids had to do stuff with the kid, had to get the kid out and ready and everything else. Um, Telling you, just different things that's going on, that happens, it's occurring, it just rears its crazy head. This Motorcycle Monday, um, I wanted to talk about, well, one, what are you guys doing? How are you feeling about what the weather's doing right now? I know some of us are up north, whereas the other ones are down south, somewhere else, where you're able to just keep riding. It snowed here in Pennsylvania this weekend, although that was not going to stop me from going on my trip. What did was the motorcycle needing a battery. Um, and me not changing it. So I did go to Cycle Gear last week. I had an appointment at Harley, but I missed it. So I went to Cycle Gear to get my own battery, and he did show me how to, do the acid, put everything in there, and get it all charged up. But I just could not get around to getting it done. It was just like insane. And then I have auxiliary lights, heated gear, um, pod lights, like all these other different elements that I have on my bike that I'm unable to maneuver around. And I didn't want to mess anything up. I'm like, wait a second, I'm not about to get into any of that. So that kind of deterred my plans for doing. I wanted to do the Iron Butt, the Thanksgiving Day ride, which I need another gold, which I thought I had for my Mile Eater, my platinum. So that kind of like made me sad not to be able to do it. We only really had one good day to be able to do the ride, um, and that would have been, oh, Thanksgiving was okay. Sunday was a better day. Um, and Saturday was so. Everything was in like 35, 40 degrees, so that's what really kind of messed me up. I'm used to riding in weather like that. I have all the heated gear, but it's not always, hey, bro. Oh, so you're in a good place, but I know that you've been in some inclement temperatures, so I'm going to see if you can shed some light on it too. Let's see if my logic can come on and do his spiel on his planning, his destinations, and things of that nature, because he's in the middle where he's able to either come up or go down. Oh, that's what I want to be doing right now. What's up with you?
I'm sitting here.
Sitting there doing what, reminiscing, wanting to be on
Yeah,
it, wanting to be
yes.
on
How
it.
you doing? How you
I'm
doing?
I'm chilling. I'm telling my sob story about not being able to do my iron butt this weekend for the Thanksgiving Day ride, because unlike you, my bike needs a battery. And I have everything set up, but I did not do the things that I needed to get it together. Even like trying to take my rear seat off to even get to it. When I go under it, there's like wires
Yeah,
every freaking where.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to short anything out. I know you take the black off first because that's the ground and it kills everything, and then the red. And then when you go back on, you put the red first, then the black. And I'm just like, it's crazy. I got new heated gear and everything. Like my route was planned. I was
You was
ready to
ready to
go.
go.
It,
That
it,
sounded like us about 2 weeks ago. We were ready to go. We was gonna do an iron, but go out to New Mexico, go up back up to Texas and Oklahoma. But at the last minute, just things just fell apart. So we just got on the road, just rolled.
and so, and that's what I wanted to talk about too. Like, when does your planning go out the door? And do you believe in, like, not spirits per se, but like signs to say like, yo, Like, don't even don't even mess with it. Don't go. Don't. Oh, brother Kodak's on the phone too. I'm gonna see if he can come in and
Sure.
say some stuff as well.
Sure.
Like, yeah, like, because I'm telling you, I had everything. Like, I really did. Like, everything is there. Like, totally.
Hmm.
Everything. It's still even charging now. Like, look, it's like ready. Like, oh, look, all my green lights, got my new gear. I got the pin lock. Like, I changed like my helmet.
It's ready to go.
Everything. Like, severely ready to go. And I
Right.
was so
Right.
excited about this. And it's the last one that I needed, because you know you need 40 rides, and 10 of them have to be either gold or extended or
Hmm. Hmm.
over 48
Hmm.
hours. And so that was going to be perfect. But this one was like challenging, because you had to have all things associated with Thanksgiving, like pilgrim and cranberry and
Oh, oh. Did
Mayflower and
you
like
do
all this stuff. But
the did you do the Martin Luther King Day ride?
I did.
Okay.
I did that 3 times, and I didn't
I
even
did
really.
it the first time. I did the first time almost and froze my behind off.
I'm telling you,
It
isn't
was
it?
20 degrees. I was like, I'm about to punk out. I'm about to go home.
But once you're already out there, it's
Right.
like I'm out here, and then like and that's what I'm saying. Like, your mindset. What is it? What is it that helps you keep going? Like, what made you like, okay, I'm out here. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to turn around. Like, and even like the ride that you had planned for the IBA, what made you say, okay, I'm not going to do that, but I still have a feeling around. I'm still going to go out here and
Well,
ride. Like, what kept you
well,
motivated?
being us in the ministry, if like you talk about signs, if things just start to happen, we had one person, their bike went down, so they had to use somebody else's bike. And then another person, they were cramping up the night before, but they said they're going to still make it. And we started looking at that and was like, okay, do we have to do the Iron? But do we have to do 1,000 miles, or can we just put 800 in and call it a day? You know, and so like you said, the signs, and then of course after we start praying, we like, well, the Lord is telling us we don't need to be out there.
I was about to say, because if you get to 800, it's like,
Well, it's 400 out and 400 back. So, but see, even with that, we had a person that wanted to tag along, and he scared the bejesus out of me. And I said, yeah, he couldn't have made this 1,000 miles. He couldn't.
oh,
Yeah,
and,
he scared me. I had to pull him over. I was laughing and joking with him, but I say, hey man, you can't be cutting in front of people like
yeah,
that, like that.
and
Not when you're
and
riding together.
we talked about that a little while before, like knowing who you're riding
Who
with,
you
what
riding
their
with? Yes.
capabilities are, and not even necessarily their capabilities, but their ability to adapt. Because not to say people can't ride, sometimes people are just used to riding by
By
themselves.
themselves.
They're not riding in a group. They're not used to hand signals. Not used to like getting, like you said, getting over, cutting out. Like, did you pay attention? You didn't see me over there, because
Right.
obviously you wouldn't have cut.
Obviously, you
Like,
didn't see me.
you're just
Right.
like, wow. Like, one, my faculties are off because it's below my normal riding temperature, so I have
Mhm.
to focus on one, staying warm and keeping it together. But now I gotta watch you too. I don't
Right.
know if I could do.
And I'm glad it was only one individual. Everybody else was good, but it was just that one person. And of course, we had him in the back, and I dropped back and just watching him. And he wore headphones, not the music in your headset. He actually wore headphones, so he didn't hear me bumping. He didn't hear, and he was looked straight ahead. I actually had to get in front of him to signal him.
What do
And
you
he's like, "What?"
headphones like in your
He
ear?
has some small headphones, headsets. Like, yeah. When he took his helmet off, I'm like, how the heck you get that in your helmet?
So like the ones like that?
Yes. Yes.
No,
They were the smallest ones I've ever seen. I'm like, oh my. I said, man, you can't ride. You can't wear that when you ride,
no.
man. You can't,
I do
especially when I'm.
too. Oh, so y'all both going to still, yeah. Okay. See, now y'all gonna have to come over here
See,
and going outside. Y'all
got the
gonna make me have
humidor
to
going.
get something in here. That's my favorite. That's my favorite there. So you talked about his 3 strike rule, Explain that, brother Code. Explain that. Like what you mentioned you have a 3-strike, you're out. Well, what is that about?
Can you hear me over there in
We
cartoon land?
can. Good
So
evening.
back in the days of sport bikes, when I was riding the Jackson 1000,
Mm-hmm.
doing stupid stuff that should have killed me. And thanks to the Lord, I'm still here because I should have been dead a long time ago.
Amen. Amen to that.
Living on the East Coast, we was in the middle of Daytona and Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So during Myrtle Beach, we would go there, and Daytona we would go there. In the sport bike days, right before you go to Myrtle Beach or Daytona, you wouldn't clean your bike. Because if you clean your bike, you couldn't ride it, because back in them days, we was trailering to Daytona and Myrtle Beach. So it was bad luck. We call it bad luck to clean off the bike, because the dirtier the bike is, the more lucky you have been. That was the thought process
That
back in my 20s.
Mhm.
So when we was doing stupid stuff on dirt bikes, like when I was stationed in Hawaii, we would wear leather gear head to toe with elbows and shin guards. And my wife would think, I'm so happy that he's being safe. But
exactly.
what she didn't know, we was riding like a bat out of hell. We was pushing the envelope, running in and out of traffic like Fast and Furious, just doing crazy stuff.
So you,
So whenever something happened, and if we had like 12 bikes, and I had a 600, they thought it was a 1000 at that time. We would run through 2-lane traffic, and the fastest bike would get there first, stop the front of the traffic, and all 11 bikes run through there real quick. If, for example, something happened and somebody tapped their brakes and the whole formation had to stop, we call that a strike. We look at each other, we do like this, that's strike one. Or if we ride in formation and somebody just pull it up on one wheel and just start riding. And as we ride it, we look and we see a cop coming toward us, and we waiting for the cop to turn the light on. He don't turn the light on, or even if he do and keep straight, that's strike two. If I don't feel right, I don't have anywhere to go. Nobody can make me ride my bike. It just happens that I enjoy riding it. If first thing I do, check with the wife. She says good, I'm good.
I'm still
Check with the finances.
I'm still
Go ahead.
stuck on all 11 of y'all are flying through, and somebody from 2 to 11 taps their brake.
No,
And
the
y'all,
car in front of them. The car in front of them. Because you're holding the traffic,
mm-hmm,
so they can't go.
right. But you said if one of the bikes
Tap
tapped their brakes,
the brakes.
that was strike one. I
Yeah.
can't even fathom in that motion somebody tapping, especially when y'all know what you're doing. Who would tap their
Hey,
who?
it's it's just like my man just said. You would think everybody know what they're doing, but you always picking up new riders. You always picking up new riders, and they say, and you always ask them, "Can you ride?"
Can
And
you
the
ride?
answer is,
Yeah,
"Sure, I ride all
I
the
can
time.
ride. I can ride.
I ride all the. I hear it every day.
My
I ride all
eyes,
the time.
my eyes just watered thinking
Look,
about somebody tapping their
tapping
just
the
the
brakes.
just the chain
Brake light.
reaction that could have caused. Like, and you're flying past cars that somebody has stopped, because somebody may get mad and just try to pull their car out.
That's what we
So you
talking about.
like,
That's what we talking about.
and
Those are the
Look,
those were
there,
the good
there,
old days.
there are like the preliminary, like when you're talking about signs. We had the night before our ride when we thought we was gonna do it. Um, I'm talking. and I'm a stickler. I have my own, I run my own business and everything. When I'm in my boardroom, nobody talks while I'm talking. Because if you talking, that means you're not hearing me. This, this joker starts talking to one of the other guys about a weather app, talking about, it's gonna be raining in Amarillo at 9 o'clock, and I'm talking, and I said, hey, I say, dude, we ain't even gonna be in Amarillo at 9 o'clock. One thing, and what do you consider rain? I'm looking at 2% chance of rain. If it ain't a monsoon, it ain't raining, doc. And I say, you a biker, put your rain gear on, we gonna keep it pushing. I said, that should have told me he ain't the one.
Oh, that's the same one who was cutting off. Oh, so yeah, he broke a couple rules already
Yeah.
from the beginning. Like that's not no. Like yeah, no.
Yeah,
No.
I told my bro, I said, man, that's you 0 for 2. You 0 for 2. Because the first guy you brought with us, we went to the country, and he was making fun of my VP, because my VP rolled a gold ring. And he said, can those gold wings do anything? I said, uh-oh. Well, we got out there, that joker left us. He left us.
Okay.
And the news said, man, I didn't know y'all roll like that. We got to the last gas stop. He didn't even, it was no dapping, no what's up, hey, breaking loose. He just got his gas and was gone. I said, well, I guess we won't see him no more.
Listen. After you done talked about my gold wing, I'm gonna show you what a gold wing can do. You want to see them
And he
wings
did.
right in the wind, and that's crazy.
I
So
think I laughed so hard in my helmet. I
cry,
was tearing up in there because he left us, and I'm looking at the guy behind me. And when we finally stopped, man, I didn't know y'all can ride like that. Why y'all do that? I said, dude, why you challenge him?
and as a man, you should have knew what those words were going to do to another man, because what was
Another
it?
biker.
Like, come
Exactly.
on, like that was the insult. Talking about somebody's
Mm-hmm.
bills,
Mm-hmm.
somebody's whole machine. Like, no, what are you like? You don't do that, and you're a guest. You don't even ride with us. Like,
And you're a guest.
that's something. So that leads me to, and Kodak, I'm gonna let you finish your side thing. But even like etiquette, when there is a newbie or somebody who's like just coming along trying to like because you want to welcome everybody who wants to ride, like, you know what I mean? Because you know you about to have a good time, you're about to go a nice place and see all these different things. But then like you have people who do stuff like that. Like, who raised you? Like, why'd you do that? Like, what made you do that? Or think that you can just come into someone else's circle and like cause like havoc? Like, that's crazy. So what are the signs that you look out for that you're like, no, I'm not going to do it? Like you said, you ride your bike because you just like to ride your bike, so there's nobody can really tell you that you can't do it. But what do you see that's like, maybe I need to change the route, maybe the date, maybe the destination, something else? Like, what are the signs that will really keep you from rolling out?
You know, I'm stupid. And God is good to fools and baby. I'm stupid.
God,
God is good to fools and baby.
he is.
My wife will overplan everything and tell me where I'm going, what the temperature is gonna be like, all the danger. I mean, that's what she do. She look at the news for a living. So she'll forecast and tell me all that stuff. And at that point in time, she'll say, but you can go if you want to.
After she done told you all of this stuff, you like, so if I go, if something happens, you're gonna be like, told you so. If I don't go and it clears up and I'm around the house smoking, you're gonna be like, you should have been like, damn, if I do, damn, if I don't. Like, what's up? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So your wife is really the only one that can deter you, or will you still do the stupid thing, like you
Well,
say?
she's gonna tell me if the weather's bad. You know, I don't, because bike season's over with in North Carolina. I don't
It's
plan.
what? I see.
Hey, I got 3 bikes in the garage. All 3 of them is on the tender right now. Bike season over.
What?
Bike season over.
Man.
That's my new. I'm done till February. That's bike season started again in February. Right now, bike
I think
season over.
that's when we get a freeze.
Hey,
And then that's
bike
gonna last
season.
2-3 days, and after them 2-3 days,
It's
No, I can't. I'm too old to ride when it's cold. I'm too old. If it's not pleasurable for me to ride,
Well, that's good.
I'm
That's
not
good.
going to ride.
Right, right.
There's nothing I need to
So,
do at this season in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to prove that I can ride my bike at this
True.
season of my life. But this is just me
mm-hmm,
talking. So
mm-hmm.
when I tell people bike season's over with, I might show up in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do, who gonna say something to me?
And that, and that's definitely a good point, because even for myself, I think I argue more with myself and debate more with myself like anybody else. Like, you know what I mean? And like you said, like, who do you have something to prove something to? And I go back to what Becky said when she, you know, accepted her award. She was like, yeah, I rode in the snow, but I didn't feel right showing up at a motorcycle event not on a motorcycle. And I've had that mentality like for the longest time, because you see, but I've seen people take advantage of it. It'll be a beautifully sunny day and you're just still in the car. That's something different. Like, you know what I mean? If the weather's inclement and everything else, then that's a whole nother ball game. And even for myself, this ride, I'm like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You need to be out there. You got to get that goal. And I'm like, why do I have to get that goal? Why do I need to be out there? It's 28 degrees. Last time I rode in 28 degrees, because
Right.
my gear was up too high. Now I don't mind it because I think I love the ride much more than anything else. So mentally I overcome that frost, but it's just like, I hate putting all those clothes on. I feel like the steak puft marshmallow girl, and I'm just big and trying to throw my leg
Right.
over, and I'm all stuffy in the clothes. If I have to go to the bathroom, Lord forbid. And I didn't even post a video. The last time I rode it was 28 degrees. So when I just did the military birthday ride, I recorded the video of me getting redressed after going to the bathroom. That video is 10 minutes long. I ain't even upload it because of like all the layers I have on. I have to figure out how to even get it on there to even see. But that's how long it took. So I'm on the clock. You know, when you're doing the iron butt, you're on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
For every bathroom stop, that's not fun. Like, I'd rather do 1,000 miles or the 1,500 miles when the weather's good and I can really bang it out. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
Not
Right.
to mention daylight savings time. That's another thing.
Like, right. So it gets, in my route, I left Pennsylvania, went into Ohio, down to Kentucky, up to Indiana, and then back over. And all of that is still cold there. It was supposed to rain one of the days, and I was just like, but I wanted it
But you wanted
because
it?
there was perfect on and I really had to keep going back and forth with myself, like, gobble, gobble, or stay warm, like, you know what I mean? And I just kept going over to that bike, like trying to like just look like you can change this better, you can do it, but my mind was somewhere else, like, and I'm just like, you would have stood up. So finally I was just like, sit your $2 ass down and just wait for a better day. Like, and it
Better
makes
day.
it over. You know, we have those days might be like 45, 50 degrees. Like, that's an awesome day. And if it's that temperature here, it's going to be better somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like,
Right. Because like now it's like 40. It's 40. I don't think we're going to get out of over 42 degrees here this week. So
Where you at?
down in Dallas.
You're in Dallas. So
30.
it was supposed to be 45 today, and it accidentally jumped up to 60.
Mhm.
So
And
I was
like, pew, pew.
hey, I was having lunch with my wife, and she said, "You need to come home." I said, "I'm coming home," because we both drove cars and met for lunch. She said, "You need to come home." I said, "I'm coming home because that's where my bikes are at." I came home, jumped up, threw my clothes on, pulled my layers on, got on the bike, and had nowhere to go, nowhere planned. So I thought about was traffic down toward Fort Bragg. Let me go north, away from Fort Bragg. I rode up there for a little while, turned around, and came back home.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take those rides when you can, even if you have nothing planned. But the big thing is when you line your calendar up with club events, work, home events, anniversaries, and birthdays, and you get a free time, a free block of time. Like, I blocked off the first weekend of June. 16 days. I'm riding somewhere.
No, you
I'm
go to
going north. I'm
LA?
riding. My wingman knows 16
Isn't that,
days. The first
hey,
16
hey,
days of
Papa,
June,
isn't that,
I'm gone.
isn't that when
Now,
isn't that when Phenom going to Nova Scotia?
who is that?
Oh, maybe. I think so. I know that they're going. I don't know what date. What
Because
date?
I hit her up. I told her to let me know. I think she was going in June. I think it's
It's
June.
June.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy up top in June still. Like it's especially to go past Maine up
Yeah.
Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
like Canada. It can
Because
be.
I know, I think my before I had this bike and I was riding this V ride, and we went up and we went to Maine, and everybody thought we was crazy, but I said, look, I got over the border. It was nasty. It was nasty. I wanted to get to the lighthouse, but I said I got to Maine. I pulled over in Kittery, dried off, did a U-turn. I said, now let's get back. We ain't make it. It was just nasty. I mean, that was late April.
I'm
Really?
Yeah, that was late.
Yeah. So
That was what we called our epic ride. We went from here to Key West, from Key West to Ocean City for the men and women who love to ride. Went from Ocean City to Boston. My gout kicked in. Went went from Boston up to Maine, turned around, went up to New Hampshire. I couldn't walk.
They said that gout is the mug. Like man.
Oh
Uh,
my God. And all that on this V ride. All that
that's
on
no,
that
mm,
V ride.
that's no fairing. That's no like you. Yeah, like you.
That
I
that's
probably
when we said that you don't have nothing to prove. I said, well, I think me riding that 5,500 miles, I don't have nothing to prove no more.
not at all. So I see Kinky. Hi, Kinky. Kinky's in North
All right,
Carolina. So
Kiki.
I wonder if she gonna say is riding season is riding season
Kiki
over.
don't have a riding
But you
season.
know, Kinky got that Clem. She got a whole Clem suit, so she probably feels no wind,
Does she
no elements.
does she wear the overall? Because I know T Cat used to wear that overall, that coverall.
I want to say hers is a two-piece.
Oh,
She
okay.
has the pants and the jacket because remember when she did her Hoka Hey and she her accident, she had a couple tears and they replaced
Hmm.
it. That's what
Okay.
is so good about the Clem gear because they stand by their product and
Hmm.
like everybody like talks about it and I know it's like super expensive, but if it's gonna make you feel like you sitting next to the fireplace
See,
and out 35 degrees outside, that
see,
might
but here's the bad thing. When you're a little fella such as myself, I tell people all the time, I don't have no back meat. So if my spine get cold,
that's it.
my whole body's cold.
That's it.
So
Oh,
shout out to Gerben gear because I got some Gerben gear and I can't leave it on because once it come on and I get warm and it come around my neck,
it's that
if you on a lonely road and it's just you by yourself and that road start rocking and you warm, you gotta open up that windscreen, you gotta turn that heater gear off.
that's
That's why I always got these pumpkin seeds in my mouth, because if not, I go to sleep.
that's where Dirty Bird got it. Long, I'm telling you, you in the road, it's mesmerizing, it's hypnotizing, and like it is, it's forever lasting. You're just going the same thing as over and over again. Yeah, your mind starts to wander, and
I
you get ran
40, I-40,
Yeah.
old Route 66 will rock your behind straight to sleep.
straight to
Straight.
sleep.
40
I
coming
was
out
up
of
there and I leaned back. I said, oh, I'm good.
Listen, you're just like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
so
are
look,
you
I was on 40 one time. I was on 140 coming out of Arizona one time, and it was just like a Bugs Bunny Road Runner cartoon. Nothing was in front of me. And I was on my phone texting and Facebooking, and out of nowhere, I looked down to the side. It was a state trooper in a
Oh, they everywhere.
yeah, he was a state trooper in a Dodge, and he looked
Mhm.
at me and pointed at me. Said, "Are you texting?" I looked at him. I said, "No, this is my GPS." He took off and left me, and my cruise control was on 90, and he disappeared and just went down the hill, came back up, a little bit smaller, went down the hill, came back up. But you got to think about it. If I'm on the road by myself, this guy came out of nowhere. I was in La La Land.
For real.
Mhm. Mhm.
OD said get a better playlist. Man, my playlist be rocking, but sometimes, depending on how long you've been on the bike, it's just like I can't help but to like daydream. I
Right.
can't.
Right. Right. Right.
It
Right.
takes you somewhere else, and I fantasize a lot, like what it's going to be like when I get there, who I'm going to see, how it's going to be
How we
like.
gonna do it?
We're
Right.
gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And like my mind totally goes like somewhere else. And I'm just like, oh,
And
I've heard this.
you don't have to. It's not. You don't have to be sleepy all the time. Like you say, you'll just
You
zone out.
just zone out because you're so
You zone right out. Hmm.
outside and like riding your bike and you're just thinking about all these different things and like, yes, I can't wait to get there. And like you're just focused on other things. You know that you have 20 hours before you get there. Or you have like 800 miles before you get there. So what are you going? There's only so much good
You're
music.
gonna
Like,
change
you know,
your mind about 800 times.
So,
yes, like
so
it's like
here,
what?
here's the thing about the music. When I leave early in the morning, I don't listen to my radio in my helmet or through the bike for the first two, almost three tanks of gas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
me listening to the motor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me meditating. It's just me thinking about how good God is.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going, I don't know where I was going. I was by myself headed west. I was out in the middle of nowhere. And I went to the gas station and I was the only black guy there on the bike. Only black guy there, but I was on the bike. And when I got off the bike, it was like, who is this guy? Where's he coming from? Where's he going? And I looked up and I seen an American flag and I took a picture of me an American flag and the bike.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted that. I said, this is the true story of history.
Yeah.
This is the true story of freedom. A
Mm-hmm.
black man going what the hell he want to do on his bike and can't nobody stop him. I'm like, I'm thankful for those things because we do it all the time, but it takes consciousness to think about how good God is and how blessed we truly are.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In places like that where there could have been an issue, where there could have been like trouble, where there could have been a conflict, and you rode in and rode out, gave free. Like it wasn't that way not too long ago. That's what the whole Bessie Stringfield like movement was about. Like she had to ride by herself. Like you know,
Cross
like
country. Yep.
and she couldn't dine in places. She couldn't sleep in places. She had to sleep.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
and like you would think that freedom was for all, but it really wasn't. And that's not too long ago.
Right.
Honestly,
Right.
have that feeling is definitely like a great thing, and to be able to pick up and just go somewhere and ride. And I mean, there obviously are still places where you have to be
Conscious.
conscious of safety,
Conscious.
conscious. You
You
really
got to be aware.
am I going to go here by myself, or am I going to go here with about 3 or 4 other people that you know there's more security in numbers in that case, like you know, and like a woman who's often by herself, I really have to be conscious. That's why I don't take my helmet off. I don't take my helmet off. You don't know who's under there. For real, for
Right.
you fingernails, but nowadays, that's the way I really feel. You know, we got fingernails, and that's just a true story. So I don't
And you
like.
so right. Like when we took when we went up to the Black Hills, we went to Sturgis in 20. And when we went up to the Black Hills, going up to see all the monuments up there, and we pulled over at this spot, it was like 2 black people surrounded my wife. And I'm like, oh, just don't let nobody start. Just don't let nobody start. I just don't want nobody to start. Hey, how you doing? I know you're not a Trump fan, but I love people that ride bikes. I'm like, for real? Did he really just say that to me? I said, yeah, we riding, yeah. But the experience, I
Yes.
still would not pass up the experience because,
Yes.
like you said, this is America. I'm out
Yes.
here on a motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
out here at Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower,
Mm-hmm.
going up to the border of Canada in North Dakota, and going those views that I used to see only K Solo do. Now I'm on that road with nothing in front of me, nothing behind me. I'm like, where's the gas station? As long as I don't
Wait a
run out of
minute.
gas, I'm okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm thinking I'm doing something. I'm thinking I'm being somewhere nobody else is going. I look up, I see a K Solo sticker, or I see a Papa sticker, or I see a smiley sticker, and I be like, damn, I
Yes.
got so much more to do
What's
Yes.
up, man?
because these cats already been here.
Yes. Already been there. And I swear I've been in it so many times where I'm like, please, please, continue. Don't let nothing happen. Don't let nothing happen. Don't let nothing happen. Let me get my gas. Let me get out of here. Let me please, please. You're praying. You know, change. Sometimes you never. And then it might be like this situation, like you really can. Brother Ken, go home, Ken. How you doing?
Hi,
That's
Tamika.
Ken
How are
right
you
there.
doing?
Good, good, good.
Good.
I know it's cold over there in Arkansas, but that's not stopping you, huh?
Well, I'm in my truck right now. I took a break this weekend.
Oh,
So, but yeah,
oh,
I'm in Alabama. So,
cool, cool, cool. Okay,
yeah,
okay. So you got some good rat weather there. You got good rat weather there. So
yeah.
so you do a lot of
That's my
riding out
sticker.
there? Oh, you got
Keep
yes,
it
it's here.
logical.
So do you feel like you've ever had to you rerouted yourself or changed your plans? Like, do you pay attention to like the signs? Ever change your destination because you're feeling like, no, this is not feeling right. It's not going to be the correct situation. Not doing it.
Uh, maybe because of timing somewhat, because of the area that I'm going into. Showing up in some parts of Cincinnati at like 1 o'clock in the morning is not always the best idea in the world. Uh, Little Rock, I live outside Little Rock, but there's just some places where you show up, it's just not comfortable for anybody.
Mm.
So I might bypass something, some of the areas, but not very often. I usually just go ahead right in and go,
Mhm.
because I'm usually on such a rigid schedule
Mm-hmm.
that I got to hit my marks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
not often.
and so when I had to reroute myself during the Valkyrie ride, the rally. So you gave me a great pointer. You said because I wanted to go up to St. Louis, so I was going to still head there, and you were like, I don't know. He calls me Tamika Shark. I don't know Tamika Shark. I wouldn't do St. Louis. I would stay outside of St. Louis and then maybe ride into it because it's known for unfortunately bike thefts or whatever. So
Mhm.
me traveling as much as I travel, very rarely do I even stop. So I'm really not getting hotel rooms halfway through my journey. I'm just going through. So the fact that I had
Come
to
on, come
eat myself in this and
Yeah.
stop
on up.
there, I'm not conscious always of places or cities that may be like a danger. Because when you think of St. Louis, you're like, it's St. Louis. Like, I don't think of St. Louis as
Right.
being dangerous. I think about the Ark. I think about Nelly. I
Hold on.
think about, think about, oh, I might
I don't.
come outside and my bike not be there. And I would have like
Yeah.
took me out.
Yeah. I don't care who you are. You go into St. Louis, it's dangerous. I don't care.
Okay, take me
It
out.
don't matter. Yeah. But people say that about Chicago. I've been in Chicago every time, an hour a day, and everything, and I've never had any problems
Yeah,
whatsoever.
me either. And I have family
Yep.
there. So, and I guess
But
that's a good thing too, like knowing your surroundings and
yeah,
Excellent. Oh,
or
I,
something like that. Because
you
I've had
do?
that problem.
Yep.
I take the chance. I'm like, well,
Don't
if
hey, call me in about an hour.
somewhere, I'm just why risk it? Like, you know what I mean? Because I
you
still
know,
need to do my
it,
rally.
it's situational awareness, and of course, one of the men said it earlier. You know, hey, I got that face shield down. You know, I'm kind of incognito, and I'm never riding alone. I always have a friend with me. It's that's just for my comfort, because we don't want to get into those situations with anybody, because it's just not worth it. You know, especially as much as we travel and as much as we enjoy this. I mean, and when you get around as much as I do, you kind of start learning the places that are maybe a little less safe than others, but they're all safe in one way or another. If you're lurking around in a back alley somewhere, you're in the wrong place anyway. You know, I just went to Mexico City and back, and I made a wrong turn in San Luis Potosi, and coming back up, and I spent about 40 miles going through back alleys and dirt roads and stuff, trying to get to my checkpoint, because I was in the wrong place and had people following me. I was in the wrong place. They weren't. They were where they were supposed to be. So,
Right, your land.
yeah.
That's home for them. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I can't even
They
imagine.
trying to figure out where you going.
Say again.
Like, and you got a nice bike too. They probably, and I swear when I'm riding in this again, because I'm like Kodak, I'm a little crazy, I'm a little thrown off. I swear, like every time I'm rolling, and again I'm by myself very often, I'm dreaming like just a pack of bad bikers are gonna roll up like, oh, she got that CVO, she got that 131, I'm taking it. So in my mind, I swear I practice putting my like cruise control on and pulling my gun out just to be ready to shoot. Like when I tell you the things that go on in my head when I'm riding are insane. They're insane, but you never know. Like, and I guess that's TV or that's movies, but
That sounds anarchy.
listen,
The Mayans.
She don't care.
you know what I'm
Well,
saying? You just
look,
never
Pipe.
know. Like shoot, I was in Nebraska, coming back. There was boys in it. They tried to run me off the road in the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn, like what I do? So you know what I mean? Like I had half gloves on, so I guess they saw, you know, and I'm just like, oh, Nebraska's not for me. At least this part of Nebraska might not be, or they might have just been like dickhead white boys that just wanted to play around, like, you know what I mean? But they for sure kept coming across that lane, like, and I'm like backing up, I'm trying to go around, I try to speed up and go up. I'm like, I don't want them to hit me from the back. And again, they may have just been teasing, but you never know what's on somebody's mind or what they have to prove or what you're doing.
Yeah.
So these are the things that go through my mind, and I'm just like, cruise control, bam, cruise control, bam. And I'm just like, am I gonna be able to fire?
Well, hey, Piper, you got I got a lesson from Sunshine Rogers. She said, Logic, you better learn how to shoot with your left hand and keep your hand on that throttle.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Just I cruise control and I look straight, and like obviously these are all things that you're preparing for that may not ever happen, but
right. And we hope none of that ever happens. Yeah.
Not
we all get challenged. We all get challenged like that. I've had people come at me from the front, from the back, from the side. I've been broadsided twice on the interstate.
Wow.
That is, once was in a downpour. That is never a good feeling. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is never, ever a good feeling. Both times I was doing about 80 miles an hour and just broadsided me. It didn't go down.
That's people, and that's the evil that's in the world. Like what? Like why? Like, and then like why? Like what are you upset about? Because I'm on a motorcycle? Like, and I know a lot of it is like, oh, you're annoying, so I want you out my way. Or maybe they're upset or mad because they're stuck in traffic, and you know we can wiggle through. Well,
that's the one right there. That's the one right there.
That is the one.
That's not my fault.
Right. Or the fact that you never learned to ride.
That is definitely the one.
But the fact that you're trying to endanger somebody's life, like I just want to get back home to my kids. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean?
But you know, we have one of the main things I like to tell people all the time, I don't mean to run over anybody in the conversation, but it's a matter of exposure. And when you're out there riding the kind of miles that we are, if you weren't, you wouldn't have this much exposure to that situation.
Right.
So I'm at 85,000 miles this year, 100,000 miles last year. That's a lot of exposure.
So,
you ride 10,000 miles, you had 10 times less than I did.
hey, so here's my theme for 2024. Our knowledge is based off our mileage. I want to know more.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I know more than everybody else, but I know something different for those with less miles.
Exactly.
Oh, you're gonna
I know
learn.
I know a different side of the United States.
Yeah.
Because of my mileage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're going to learn. You don't have no choice.
You have no choice. You're going to learn. That's for sure.
If you don't,
comes knowledge. Like, absolutely. And that's the same thing. Like, I think someone put it in one of the groups, like, if you don't ride in the rain, are you really a rider? So obviously, the more you ride, you're going to get caught in some inclement weather. You're
like, going to get caught.
It's coming. Sunny day. And I always want to have like ideal riding situations. So you have to learn to adapt. You never are in rain, and I feel sorry for the first time that you're actually in it.
Lord.
They got to pull over. They got to pull over.
No, you can't pull over. You never know when it's going to stop. You'll just be sitting there for hours. Like, you have to adjust.
No, I'm talking about those that's never been in the rain. When they get in the rain, they're going to pull over. They're going to get off the road. They're going to be like, I can't do it. I mean, like, no.
The fix for that is, I tell people around me, ride every day. Even if I got to go to Walmart to get a loaf of bread, I'm going to get on a bike and ride to Walmart. It's only 6 miles from me. If it's raining, my wife would say, "You going to take the car?" Why would I take the car? I'm practicing getting my rain skills up, just going to Walmart, coming back. Yeah. The bike, we all know the bike handles differently. You don't have to wait till you're doing a cross-country trip to ride in the rain. Ride around the corner in the rain, ride in your parking lot in the rain, just ride, because I work 77 miles from my house. If I look at the forecast and it's raining in the morning, but it's going to be sun shining on the way back, I'm riding in the rain. I suffer for an hour in the dark to have fun, an hour on my way back home.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you some of my rain cred so you don't have to do that every day in the rain, man.
Listen, so that's the joke between Ken and I. Like, every time I'm out there, Mother Nature's like, "Oh, you on that bike again? Let me freak her a little bit." And I'm just like, damn, like, I can't get a good long distance riding without the rain. But again, I'm grateful because I feel like it prepared me for monsoon that I had to ride through when I did my I-10 end to end. Like, I literally put my rain at Jacksonville Beach, and I did off to Baker.
So here's the deal with that. You don't know if your gear is really working just sitting in the garage plugging it in.
Exactly.
Everybody say, check your rain gear, check your heated gear. And you sit in the bike and you start it up, you sit down. Yeah, it's warm. It must be working. No, that don't mean it's working. You don't know it's working until you leave the house and you need it.
Yeah. I tell people about riding in the rain. I tell people, I say, these tire companies, they put their reputation on the line. They put their money on the line. Billions of dollars they put into technology to know that these tires are able to do what we're looking for them to do. And that don't mean set them at home in the garage when it's raining.
Right.
Now, if you're out riding in snow and get caught up, well, that's a whole different ballgame because I don't see them testing them in that.
Oh, no, it's time to pull over.
Yeah.
If you can't see and it's cold and it's snowing and there's ice on the ground, or if you're in high elevation, wintertime, and it starts raining, you can best believe it's gonna start turning into sleet. Yeah. Once it turns into sleet, it's time to put the kickstand down.
Yeah. That's danger close now. Because
sometimes you get hung up. We got we got hung up last year. We were doing 1,500 miles a day for 9 days in a row,
Yeah.
and we ended up outside of Holbrook, Arizona, and the entire interstate was frozen. There wasn't nowhere to go but over the top of it for about 40 miles. So it was bad.
Just
Don't go that
cast
way.
it 1,500
what you
miles
do?
for 9
You
days.
just slow down or you get off the road?
No, we just slowed it down.
Wait,
Okay.
break. Newsflash. This cat said 1,500 miles a day for 9 days.
Yeah.
You saw he slid that in there? 1,500 miles a day for 9. Boy, it's different levels to this shit. I don't care what you say. It's different levels to this. I got to meet this guy.
And he said, "Feel me."
And you think about you're riding that long for so many days, and now you're faced with inclement weather. Your faculties, your body, your like reaction, your everything is not what it was on day.
No.
I don't.
Oh no.
Yeah. You can, but I'm sure if it was anywhere from day 3 on down, you're probably like, what the heck? Like your head, everything. And like, you're used to riding 80, 85, probably really more than that. But now you're going, like you said, 40 miles through straight snow because you can't stop. You can't put your
ice.
You're on the
it's on ice. It's not even snow.
right. You got to get to another town. So you have to slow it down. Flashers on, and you just have to pray. That's really where the prayer comes in. Like God,
there was a lot of prayer in that one. I might have to tell you. Yeah.
40 miles on ice because you can't sit on the side of the highway. There was a lot of prayer, and
it was kind of funny too because we did this in late February, early March, and we started in Texas, and we were expecting weather. We're expecting weather. We're expecting weather in the 60s, but our weather like maxed out at like high of 36, and the lows were like 16, 18 degrees every day, and it just stayed there. So not only are you tired, you're physically getting beat by the cold,
and mentally, because if I start being 60 degrees and I'm in half of that at 30, I'm like, and I say this to myself often, what am I doing this for? Like, why am I out here? Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, oh, because I love it and it's fun and it's for me. But like you're like, damn, like this is insane though. Like, am I gonna make it to do it again another day because I'm out here in these crazy elements? And for what reason? But I guess if you're on a whole mission and a whole ride, I don't think I would have picked that long in February or March, whether it's Texas, California. Like, no, the weather's not our friend like that at that time. Like,
I got the answer for you. I'm going to tell you why I do stupid stuff. Because everybody else don't, and I like to talk trash to the ones that don't. And the big thing is, I see that smile, Mr. Logic. I see that smile on you. So, the best part about talking trash about doing something stupid is
getting through it.
When you just go someplace and you don't know anybody there, somebody call your name out. Hey, that's Piper right there. I seen her. And, they call your name and say, hey, I know you.
Stupid too.
No. They're coming to you like, I seen that guy before. You got a white bike. I'd be like, me?
Yeah. And it's you.
That's true. Hey, you're true, man. That's very true. That happens.
Yeah. Like
I had said this a long time ago. I said a lot of us used to look at the singers, the actors, the whatever. These are the stars I really want to meet. I want to meet. And when you look at it in our motorcycle community, and you look at somebody else that's riding, forget the singer, the actor. I want to meet her. I want to meet him. And they're going to be where? They're going to be. I'm going to meet them. And when you see them, you see everybody hugging them. You just waiting your turn. Just wait your turn so you can go up there and speak to them.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. And especially the older heads that are out there running around, because those people ain't gonna be out there forever. We want to know them now, right?
Got to.
Right.
You got to.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never know when the last ride is. You gotta pay homage to the OGs. I mean, I'm glad I seen Toby Jean down in Oklahoma. I mean, not Oakland. I just happened to be out there escort my wife for the all-female, the Bessie ride out there. And I pulled up at the park. He's sitting there with his bodyguards, and I almost peed on myself. I was like, oh, my wife had no idea who he is. I was like,
You don't know who that is? Like, you're just like,
I gotta go get a picture of him.
and an autograph.
I know who that is.
Right.
Yes.
I know who that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, no, I got to go talk to this guy. Be like, no, man, you don't. And I'm like, no, man, this guy
Like,
guy
that's
talks
like
my language.
motorcycle royalty. Like, this the Michael Jackson of motorcycle world. What you talking about? I got to get over there. Like, for real. And
Right.
like, people just don't understand like the joy and the enthusiasm you get when you see like a real OG like that really has been through some stuff. Like, we think we're going through some stuff because we want to keep our mask down, or we get, man, they've been through some.
And you know, like I said, when you pull up somewhere and somebody's been waiting to see you that you don't know, and you like, you waiting to see me? You waiting to see me? When that first time I pulled up to Ocean City on that V ride, I had dudes come over there because you know I wear a lot of orange. That's the orange man picking me up. I'm like, yo, man, put me down, doc. Put me down, yo, put me down.
Why are you picking me up?
Like you're a toy or something. Like, wait a second. Like I'm here, but I'm not going to be here because
personal space here, man.
Right.
Personal space.
Right. I came back and I told people, I said, I met some real men. They like, what are you talking about, real men? I said, these dudes like 6'8", 6'11", 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Cornbread fed.
Cornbread fed that wanted to see me. Yeah.
They wanted to see me, right?
Yeah.
And like, people say that all the time, and I think we have to be conscious too of what it is we're doing and how we do it, because more people are watching you than you even think. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, you don't realize how many people are looking up to you and looking at what you do, how you do it, where you're going, why you're there. And it's just like, we do it because, again, we just love to do it. But they're like, oh, I want to, like you said, oh, they're going to be where? I want to be there too. So I got to get there to be able to be there with them. And so we just got to take, I guess, be cognizant of that too, and make sure when we're doing our stupid stuff that we tend to still like to do because we're still doing it for ourselves, that we say why we did that or why you shouldn't do that. Just because you see somebody doing it doesn't mean that it's right. Like, and again, with the experience comes the knowledge. Like, the more you do it, the better you are at it. So maybe that's why somebody can go coast to coast in 37 hours.
I'm talking about.
Right.
You have to manage your emotions too.
37
hours. Because you're representing and you're representing the community, and you may be representing a color that you're wearing, and that means both good and bad, because people take it back. If you're doing something bad, people will take it back and they'll tell everybody else, and that throws a bad slant on the whole squad. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
You don't doing that, man. You don't need to be throwing shade on any of your people, and especially not our communities. You know, every time I see anybody talk negative in our communities, it's just like, hey, man, why would you even talk like that in this community?
Yeah.
There's no room for it.
Right.
Don't condescend me. I'm definitely not going to condescend you. And as a matter of fact, why don't you try to prop somebody up? Why would you even put some kind of negative connotation when somebody was telling you something really cool? Right. You may have not thought it was cool, but they thought it was cool.
Yeah. And I think you made a good point where even though we're individuals and we may be doing a lot of things on our own, you still represent the organization that you're with. Like, you know what I mean? You still have to take accountability for what it is that you're doing and what you're representing. Because yes, I'm Piper, but I'm still a Hurricane Biker Girl. So anything that I do can be frowned upon my whole nation. Like, you know, so I have to make sure that
those are some true words.
Yeah,
you know,
those are some true words.
I had contributed that to, I don't know how many of y'all was in the military. I said when we was in the military, they said when you go out, do not wear your uniform out and act a fool, because if you get in trouble, I don't care what branch you are, if you get in trouble, They're not going to say that guy, that girl. They can say those are those
Yeah.
Marines, those are those Navy guys, those are those
Yeah.
Air Force guys, and you done messed up the whole squadron
Yeah,
because you out there acting like a fool
absolutely.
in your uniform.
Absolutely. But even outside your uniform, just like we have these holidays. So I know a lot of Marine brothers, Army brothers. Like once somebody gets to know who you are, you don't
Right.
even have to put your colors on. They gonna know, oh, she
They
ain't
got
showing.
to know.
Yep.
They oh,
Hmm.
we soul brothers. That's the rare breed right there. That's this. You know what I'm saying? Like so you think you can be
You couldn't hide
outside.
it.
You can't hide it especially once you've been so many places and you've done so many things. Like you're going to be associated with your organization, whether you have a soft colors, no colors, whatever it
Right,
is. And
right.
if you're not, they're going to Google you. They're going to ask you. They're going to find
Sure.
out who you associated with and be like,
And
oh,
Hey,
this
did
is
I
for
I
follow
those
don't
that
care.
have
girls
been
get
there.
down?
I don't care how many social media accounts you got under different names. They're gonna trace them all back.
Oh yes.
Look,
They gonna get
I Googled myself.
you.
I said, let me see if I can find. I said, oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's out there?
It's
I said, oh
surprising,
wow.
right? It's surprising.
Isn't that crazy?
But
That's
It's
all.
like,
but you know, there's another thing, and this is for us men because I'm looking at you two men, and I'm in the dark, but we got this color in our beard,
Mm-hmm.
and that right there is enough to say we should know better,
Exactly.
right? But
It should.
Kodak's
there
like,
shouldn't be an explanation,
nah,
you know?
buddy.
Yeah. It's like
Not at
I
all.
shouldn't need
Not
anybody telling me what I should and shouldn't do because
so.
I should
Look,
already know.
I'm almost 60 years
I
old,
know.
and they say the older you get, the more wiser you get, the more gray beard. I keep doing stupid stuff, so I keep erasing mine. Like every week, mine turn back black because I keep doing stupid stuff.
Nah, man, you ain't fooling me.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, keep it. And it's just like, I don't know. And I don't think people take that into consideration a lot of times too when they're doing things like, well, I didn't have my colors on. What did that mean?
It didn't
So
matter.
because you didn't have your colors on, did you quit for that?
Right.
You didn't have
Right.
and now you got them back on, and now you're back a member. Like, no, your membership didn't end just because you didn't have them on. Like, you have to recognize what you're doing and what you're joining and what that means to be in it and to make sure you're doing the right thing. And it's just, I don't know, people take that lightly sometimes, I think, and it's not, and maybe it's not something that's discussed in their organization so they don't see the repercussion of it, but it's definitely there. It's definitely there.
You're right though. You're right.
Man, like I thought it was just me. It's like, wait a minute, I'm just going to ignore all the signs and I'm still going to do what I want to do, but it's not. I'm glad that other people go through those same thought processes and, try to recognize what the harm may be before it becomes a challenge and then you're
Mm-hmm.
out there stuck. Because I've been in situations where I'm like, I knew that this bike was actually funny before I left, and I just thought it was going to get there because my passion overrode what my purpose was. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the passion behind the purpose, it's like, what are you doing it for? And so I'm thinking like, oh, well, that's there and that's there, so one's going to make the other one do what it do, and that's not it. That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
A hope and a prayer.
That's what it was. A hope, a wing, and a prayer, and they all no. And I had to call.
Or if you like me, my favorite thing is, well, it ain't that far.
Ain't nothing far.
It ain't. I just did something stupid, ran the four corners of North Carolina by myself. After my wife told me it's gonna be some horrible weather, and my only excuse to myself was, it's under 1,400 miles. It ain't that far.
It ain't that far.
I can suffer from 1,400 miles because it's not that far.
It's right there. I tell people all the time. It's like, let's run over there. Run over where? Oh, it's right there. It's not far. It's just right there. Like, just follow me. And they be like, 300 miles later. They're like, you didn't tell me we were going out the state. I said, but did you have fun? Did you like it?
But did you have fun?
Did you want to go back?
Did you die? Did you die?
You do? You want to do some more? Let's do some more. Yeah, because it's like if you tell people something, sometimes they psych themselves out of it. You know what I mean? And that's what Tef and I were laughing at, because when we went up to Angle Inlet, my one cup sister does not like gravel, which I understand. Like, gravel is our arch nemesis. But if I told that girl or that woman that we had 33.25 miles of gravel, she'd have been like, I'm not doing it. She'd be like, I'm not going. She'd be like, I'll see y'all when y'all get back.
That's the mailbox
That's
up in
buoy,
in
the
Michigan,
northern buoy.
that's the buoy up in
Michigan,
Minnesota. When you Minnesota, when you have
Minnesota,
to,
Minnesota.
over the and so when you get to
Yeah.
the road is okay, but it's when you leave Canada going into Minnesota over that place, the road
Yeah.
is not a road.
I called you Piper when I did that.
Yes, you did.
Before I did that, my brother and I he was on his gold wing, and we did that.
Yep.
We just missed some heavy rain, and it was still flooded over there. So on my picture, we couldn't even pull up next to the buoy. We had to get it in the background because
It was over.
the road was not gravel, it was
It
mud.
was mud.
And it was down, up, down, up. That gravel was horrible.
It was. And so I kept calling, talking to the woman, because she told us that. She said, if it rains, there are big trucks that come and it causes divots.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She said it won't be even. She's like, but over time, once the rain dries up, it packs it down better. And if I don't know if you paid attention when you were there, right behind the buoy is the ramp
drop off.
the ramp that goes to the ocean, because that's where the come in and out. So if it's flooding,
it's next to a boat launch location. Yeah,
it's right there. So you did call.
Hey,
like,
wait, how about this?
me.
Raise your hand if you want to go do that again.
I'll go back, but now I know the time to really do it, because it was nice. It was interesting. It was definitely something. I would take somebody else, but again, if I would have told her that that's what we were going to run into, she wouldn't have did it, and she would have missed a wonderful opportunity, because she would have psyched herself out. And I think we away from ourselves are to do things because we've never done it before. You know what I mean? Haven't had to get through it. Now she was screaming. She was mad. She was mad as hell. Like, and it was like road, no warning, gravel. We just like dropped into it. Like, and we were riding. Like, we were like going. We were going like 70, 75 inches. And I'm looking like something looks different. So I started to slow down. And then before you knew it, boom, like just dropped off the cement and onto gravel. So we were wiggling. Oh shit. She was like, Piper! And I've heard that so many times. She would just scream my name, like, once we get somewhere, they didn't think we were going to get you. And I'd be like, I was like, whew. I was like, focus. We got out of that. She was just like, I knew you. I know you. And she was a little bit upset, but she got through it. Like, and she yeah.
I was told a long time ago. When I was trying to get people to ride with me, and somebody said, Logic, ain't nobody gonna ride with you. You got to stop posting your routes. He said, because every time we look up, you're behind in 2-3 states over.
Yeah.
He said, stop posting and just take them on the ride. I said, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Just gotta say, hey, I'm for a ride on Saturday, a day trip. We'll be back for nightfall. And
We'll be back before the sun go down in the summer. So that's about 9 o'clock.
Stands up at, like you said, 8, 9 o'clock, and that's 12 good hours of riding, laughing, eating, joking. You can't beat that.
You can't. And time will fly. You won't know how long you out there, because especially if you're having fun, because time is gonna fly.
Time flies, the miles fly. I can't remember times like if you don't start off listening to music, by the time it's time for you to listen to it, you like 3 miles in, 400 miles in. You like, damn, where did the day go?
Like, okay, when I told you
it's over. Like,
when I told you we was gonna do the Iron Butt a couple weeks ago, and so I told him, I said about 16 hours. So we didn't do the iron, but we were still out for 12 hours. We're still out for 12 hours. I said, hey, we might as well should have done it. I said, no, never mind. I'm sorry, I can say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. And that's
Mm-hmm.
logic too. Like I'm already out here, already out here. Like I'm on the phone and I'm talking to somebody and I'm riding. Oh, listen, I can get anywhere. Like my mouth is like. I'm or guess where I'm at. They be like, here, like I'm in Chicago already. They be like, what? And you realize I know you're driving. I don't want to keep holding you up.
Yeah, we hear his background.
All right, people, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna holler at y'all later on. Be
No,
safe.
I think
Peace.
all you guys, this was definitely a lovely episode. Thank you so much for
Yes, ma'am.
I
I'm
Fun.
glad you called me on because I was just gonna be in the garage just chilling.
Yep, chilling. Follow the signs, people. Paying attention to what you're feeling. It's late to turn around. You live to do it another day. Love you guys. See you next Monday. Come across
Peace.
a topic.
Cool.
Let me know.
Enjoyed listening to y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.